Hi there, this is Learning with Mr. Q. In this video, we're going to talk about lines, rays, and angles. Now, this is one of those lessons where it's really heavy on vocabulary, knowing what these highlighted words that are in yellow. You really just have to take the time to study them and memorize them. There's really no way around that. You just have to know what they are, understand what they are, know how to draw them, read them, write them, and then just recognize that all around you, whether it's something that's man-made, like the pencil or the road or the signs, uh, um, or just anything in nature that's just out in nature that you can see, there's always going to be different points and lines and straight lines or angles that we can identify. Okay, and so I think one of the best ways to really kind of get comfortable with this is just really dive in and start trying to answer questions by referencing back to these definitions here that I have displayed. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. So it's telling us to draw and label this right here. So I'm trying to find this symbol and something that has like two letters underneath it. And that's, I can see that right here. Here it is, right? So here's one that shows that same symbol with these two letters underneath it. So that's referring to a line segment that has two letters underneath the points. So I want to draw something just like that right here for this question here where it says draw and label. And so now I know what it's called. It's line segment JK. And so if I go ahead and draw that, so I got line segment. So I'm going to draw 2 points with a line connecting them. And then underneath it, one is J and the other is K, right? Well, and then another thing to do is understand that I can actually draw it a little differently, but it's referring to the same line segment. So they're asking, is there another way to name line segment JK? And there is. If I go ahead and draw again 2 line segments, I can just reverse the order of the J and K and just put K and J. That's also line segment for JK. Right? So looking over here, it says draw and label, and so there it is, that same symbol. So that's line segment, but this time we're going to label it with A and B. And so I have here 2 points connected with part of a line, and I'm going to call it A and B. So line segment A and B. So I'm just write that, line segment, because they're asking me to identify what that is. It's line segment. Okay. All right, so here it's asking me to draw and label an example of the figure. So right there, if you can see, let me see if I can zoom that in a little better. So there's a line there with 2 arrows on both ends, and the labeling part is X and Y. So let me just kind of go back here and see what has 2 arrows. All right, so this one has 1 arrow, but this one has 2. So it's a line. So I want to draw a line and label it as X and Y. And so I'm just going to draw a line with 2 points there. One is X and the other is Y. This question here is telling me to draw an obtuse, and then there's that symbol there, and then it says K. So I wonder what that means. So I'm just going to go back to my reference sheet. I got an obtuse. There's the word obtuse. And here's, oh, there's the symbol. So when I have that symbol, that's referring to an angle. See, here when I write it, it looks like that, but if I'm reading it, it's angle P, Q, and R. So that's what that symbol means. So they want me to draw an obtuse angle K. Okay, and so if I just draw an obtuse angle, something that looks like this. So there's my obtuse angle, and they just wanted to have one letter there, K, and so the K is referring to the vertex. It's the point where the 2 rays are actually intersecting here. So there it is, obtuse angle K. Number 4 says we're going to go ahead and draw a right And we know that symbol now means angle, right angle CDE. So a right angle, if we need a little reminder of what a right angle is, it's where it forms a corner of a square, right? So I'm going to just draw exactly that. So I have a ray with a point and then another ray, but it looks like the corner of a square. And so I have 3 points in total. So the first letter is up on the top, C. The second one is the most important one. That has to be the vertex. And then the third one can go off on the side here. So we have right angle C, D, and E. And then number 5 and 6, they just want us to look at this figure here and try to name a line segment, right? So if we need a reminder of what a line segment is, it's when I have, it's part of a line between 2 endpoints. All right, so I'm going to look at this figure right over here. So if I just want to try to name and write 2 line segments, well, there's a lot of them there. So I'm just going to take these right here. I got a point and another point attached with part of a line. So I'm just going to call that. Oops, actually, let me right there. So I got T and V. I just draw a line. Oh, look at that, TV. So I just draw a line with no arrows on the top there. And so that's a line segment. And if I'm going to try to name a right angle, I'm looking for like the corner of a square. And usually a lot of times they have that little symbol right there. That's identifying a right angle. So if I want to write that, okay, so if I'm going to write that, what I have is the angle symbol. Well, let me change that color back to black. So I got the angle symbol, and then I'm going to start with T, and then the vertex is U. That's the most important one. That has to be the middle one. And then it goes down to W. And that's it. And so that's how we start looking at lines, rays, and angles, okay? Well, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for watching Learning with Mr. Q.